Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Dana. I upload a new video at least once a week, and whenever I can, I like to add an extra or two in there. So now is a great time to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you can stay on top of all of my new videos. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I was working at a Target Starbucks. So I technically was an employee of Target, but I was doing the same work I did when I worked at a Starbucks in the past. But when the pandemic started, I was working at Target Starbucks. As it was like becoming more and more apparent that we were going to eventually close, I decided to do kind of a little mini series all about how to make Starbucks drinks from the comfort of your own home so that we can all stay safe, but you can still have the drinks that you like without having to buy like special syrups or anything, like without even having to go to the grocery store. I thought today I would kind of throw it back to the start of that and do another Starbucks inspired recipe. And this time I'm gonna do the most basic one, the pumpkin spice latte. So I'm gonna be making this with no syrup or anything because it's not something that most of us have lying around our house. It would be so easy to make a pumpkin spice latte if we had pumpkin syrup in our house. So assuming we all don't have that, I'm going to make sort of a at-home version. So what we need for this is we're gonna need pumpkin puree. I bought a bunch of cans of pumpkin puree from Costco. And then when I use them for recipes and I don't use up the whole can, I just put it in a container. So I have mine here. We're gonna of course need pumpkin pie spice. I think the most cost-effective place to get this is Trader Joe's. And if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, this is just a mix of cinnamon, ginger, lemon peel, nutmeg, cloves, and cardamom. So you can kind of like make your own spice mix by mixing like cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cloves, whatever you happen to have on hand, because we're just making do with what we have here. And we're gonna need some kind of sugar to sweeten the syrup. I prefer to use stevia just because like I don't want the extra calories, but you can use sugar if you have simple syrup, brown sugar, really anything you'd like, because this is our pumpkin spice latte. We're making it ourselves at home just for us. So you could use anything you'd like. We're going to need some milk. I like the Silk Oat Yeah. I really like the vanilla one as well. So if I was buying a milk just to use for this, I might have bought that. But the plain one is more versatile for if I'm making like things that aren't supposed to be vanilla. Like if you're making like mac and cheese and you put vanilla oat milk, it's gonna taste really bad. So I have the plain one right now. And of course, some kind of espresso. If you don't have an espresso machine, that's okay. I don't have one either. So what I do have is one of these guys, a mocha pot. It's like a stovetop coffee maker, and it makes coffee pretty similar to espresso. But if you don't have this and all you have is like a regular coffee machine or a Keurig, you just want to make your coffee as concentrated and strong as you can. In a grande sized Starbucks latte, there's 2 shots of espresso, so that's just a little tiny bit. It's a lot less coffee than most people realize, so you're just gonna need any kind of concentrated small amount of coffee. However you can do it is fine for now. And I love to top my pumpkin spice latte with whipped cream. So here I have this True Whip. It's like a coconut whipped cream, so it's completely vegan, which is another benefit of making this at home. It might not end up looking as pretty with that beautiful like swirl like Starbucks does on top of their pumpkin spice lattes. I'm gonna have to kind of dollop it because it's like Cool Whip style, but it tastes really good on top of lattes. The pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks, even if you get it without whipped cream and with non-dairy milk, I believe the sauce is not vegan, so you can't actually get a vegan pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks, but where you can get it is at your house if that's what you prefer. But if you want to use real milk, real whipped cream, feel free to use anything you like. All of these ingredients can be substituted with what you have made to your specific tastes. So first, of course, I made my coffee. So that is done, that's set aside. and I heated and frothed my milk. So I have this Nespresso frother and I have my milk in there. It's all nice and toasty warm. But if you don't have a frother, you could heat your milk very carefully over the stove. Be sure not to burn it. So I have those already prepared and set to the side. And the first thing I'm gonna do in my cup is I'm going to recreate a syrup with our pumpkin puree, our sugar, and our spice. I'm thinking first I'm gonna scoop some of the pumpkin puree out. And I'd say like a couple of tablespoons. Like I'm gonna use probably most of what I have here. I think I'm gonna do like this for now. And if we want to, we can thin it out with some hot water. And you know what? I'm actually gonna do that. My kettle is always warm pretty much because I make tea all day, every day. So I'm just gonna drip like the teeniest bit of water into the cup with the pumpkin puree so I could thin it out and get like a closer texture to what the sauce is at Starbucks. I think now they actually do have pumpkin in the sauce as an ingredient, but in previous years, I believe they didn't. It was just the pumpkin spice latte, not like a pumpkin latte, but now they do. I really wish they would make it so it doesn't have dairy in the sauce so that more people can get it. All right, so here's what we got, kind of thinned out, still a little chunky looking though, but don't worry because we are gonna thin it out with the espresso and with the milk, so it will all turn out well in the end. This is another totally customizable part. You can make this as sweet or as non-sweet as you want. Ooh, maple syrup would be really delicious in this, I bet. But I'm just gonna go ahead and mix. I'm gonna do this one stevia and see how I feel. If the spirit moves me to add the second, I will, but I don't really like mine super sweet. Whenever I go to Starbucks, I'm like shocked how sweet it tastes though. So you know what, I am gonna add the second one because I want it to be more on par. I want it to be more on par with what I would actually get if I go there. All right, now I wanna go nuts with the spice because the spice I think is really what makes this drink so special and so like cravings worthy, you know, like all year we wait for the pumpkin spice latte. So I wanna put like a lot. I'm gonna put probably like a whole tablespoon. Maybe not a whole tablespoon, but a lot. Okay, give that a real nice mix. So here's how it looks so far. I didn't even show you before I mixed it, but give it a nice stir. This really changed the color from like that bright pumpkin orange to kind of a, I wish I had a sweater this color. I was thinking about it. I don't have any like this kind of color, like those fall like camel colors or those rust or that like this orangey like pumpkin spice color. I don't have anything those colors in my closet. All right, so this doesn't look good so far, but I promise it will taste good. And it smells perfect. And I'm just gonna put a little more hot water to kind of try to get this off my spoon. There we go, perfect. All right. This is like baby food, but it will be really good and not for babies at all. And now we're gonna do our espresso. I would say about 2 ounces of coffee. If we're not like pulling espresso shots, I'd say, you know, just a little bit. But again, like you can totally tailor it to whatever you like. So I'm gonna do like this for now. This is probably about as much as is in a Starbucks one if you're making a grande, which is about this size. So I'm gonna kind of swirl it, combine it. I'm gonna push down these parts that are hanging out. And I'm just really gonna mix it. Ooh, it's really thick. I might add some more coffee actually, because it's like one thick mixture. So I'm gonna do just a little more because that's what I would like. All right, and here's where we're at then. I wish I had it cleaner on the sides to make it look a little nicer. I'm gonna actually wipe it down before I add the milk. Give me 1 second. This is just for aesthetics, but I just wanna go like that and get everything that's like higher up in the cup out so that when we pour in the milk, it won't like stay there and show and then won't look pretty. But it really doesn't matter if you're just making this at home for you or in an opaque mug, but you know, I have clear. All right. So it's important to note that drinks at Starbucks, like a latte, like a vanilla latte, toffee nut latte, white mocha latte, whatever it is literally just a certain amount of pumps of syrup, a certain amount of espresso shots, and milk. That's all that there is to it. Sometimes there's whipped cream and special toppings, but for the most part, a latte is just espresso shots and steamed milk. It's actually not as difficult to recreate at home as you would think, even without like all the barista tools, you know? So there definitely is still a lot you can do. So now we're just gonna put the milk, and I'm just gonna pour right like that. I might need to steam some more. My frother doesn't have a lot of space in it, so this might not be enough. I'm gonna stir it. Right like that, look at that. So if you don't want whipped cream, you can either stop here or you can put some pumpkin spice on top as well, but I really want the whipped cream. So I'm going to just scoop some from here on top of there. Again, this is different than what it would be at the real Starbucks, but it's vegan, so that's exciting. I'm just gonna plop it. Wow, look at that. It looks totally different, but that's okay. Try to smooth it out. And for the finishing touch, top it off with some pumpkin spice. And there you have it, your very own pumpkin spice latte, just like at Starbucks, but to enjoy at home. I love like how the whipped cream is like melting into the foam. Oh, it looks so good. We gotta give it a sip. Ready? So good. It's excellent. Oh my God. I mean, whenever I make anything at home, drink-wise, it's never, ever anywhere near as sweet as what I would get if I ordered from Starbucks. Even if I ordered like less pumps of syrup, it's definitely always less sweet. But when it comes to that craving, like that, when you're really craving a pumpkin spice latte, I think this would actually do it. I think like, yeah, maybe add more sugar than I did if you are looking to get a little closer to that flavor, but so good, so good. But what a treat this is. That like coconut whipped cream, I would have never thought to put it on coffee. Like I really just bought it to put on fruit like I would with Cool Whip. I saw the YouTuber Kaylin Nicholson make like a pumpkin spice latte type thing, and she topped hers with that kind of whipped cream, like I think it might have been a different brand, but I was like, wait, you can do that? And I had it in my fridge, so I tried it the same day. And it's really good on top of a coffee. So it's really cool that I didn't have to like buy a separate whipped cream or anything like that. I got to use what I have. Which is the thing I want to encourage the most with this. You know, we've been in this pandemic. While this is still happening, we got to make do with what we have. You know, we want to limit our trips to the grocery store. We want to limit trips to places like Starbucks. Like, why would you ever need to go there when you could make something this good at home? So delicious. And you know, I love making things at home too, because again, like I don't make mine as sweet because I just don't prefer it that way. But I love being able to customize it to exactly what I like in a drink. Sometimes you'll go order a drink anywhere, not just Starbucks, and it'll be like not quite what you wanted, but it was like $5. So you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink it and enjoy it anyway, you know. But if you make something at home, like you make it and you taste it and you're like, oh, this isn't sweet enough, like you could always just add more sweetener for yourself. Or you're like, oh, I want more spice, always just add more spice for yourself, you know. And you can kind of learn what you like in a way that's much more cost effective than continuing to order drinks and order drinks until you really know what you like. But I love this. I know it's like a little after Halloween at this point that I will be uploading this video, but it's still pumpkin season until Thanksgiving at least. So hopefully I'm not too late. Plus, when the pumpkin spice lattes go away again at the coffee shops, you can still make them from the comfort of your own home, whether there's a pandemic or not, which hopefully soon there won't be. But anyway, I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.